Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Wildflower Wools YouTube channel. I'm Louise from Wildflower Wool. Oops, it's Monday. And it is the first Monday of 2025, which is so exciting. I think this marks 2020, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. This is the start of the 6th year in a row I have been doing New Start Monday nights every single Monday night. That seems incredible, but I guess time flies when you're having fun, right? Hello, ladies. So we're kicking off a brand new year of 52 plus new starts every week. There's always a few extras get thrown in there depending on, knit-alongs I'm doing with friends, knit-alongs, projects that I'm doing for the guild that I belong to. So it's always well above 52. So we're going to talk tonight about what you were voting for. Oops, I didn't even show you the yarn. You were voting for 2 hat patterns. So we're going to talk about the hat patterns, which one won, the yarn that I picked. We're also going to, I'm getting totally distracted. Jen, hi Jen. Okay, hold on for this thought for 1 second. Jen is saying, hi Louise, did you see Sock Madness open its pre-chat thread today? Registration is February 1st to 14th. You know what, Jen? I actually looked at that last night, and I don't know if there was a pre-chat thread, but I saw that they did say, I read something that saw it, that registration is February 1st to 14th, which is going to work out perfect for the 2-week sweater knitting challenge. Thank you for reminding me, Jen. I know, February 1st, you guys. Go rush over and sign up for Sock Madness. So, okay, back to the regular content for tonight. We'll talk about Sock Madness probably almost every week getting up to February 1st. So we're voting for the 2 different hat patterns. I have a couple finishes to show you, and then we'll kind of talk about Daisy's coming in. Talk about 2024 review. Oh no, I didn't bring up my numbers with me. Oh well, we'll wing it. Um, and then we'll get ready for 2025. So, hello everybody. Welcome to 2025. This is going to be a great knitting year. I mean, every year is a great knitting year, but I have super, super high hopes for this year. So, you were all voting for 2 hats. I was like, it was really close today whether I was going to do hats or socks, hats or socks. And I thought, I don't know. I wanted to, I don't know. In the end, I was like, nope, hats. It's snowy. It's kind of like it's definitely wintry. It's super super cold, snowing on and off today. So I think that's kind of what leaned me towards hats, something seasonal. Not that you can't knit hats. Hats make great summer projects as well, right? Getting ready for the cold weather, small, portable, all that thing. But anyways, I just went with hats. So if you did not see, let me see if I can come up with the pictures that I took this morning. Snow globe. So one was cables, the other was brioche. Okay, this one here, let me see. Oh, right there. Snow globe. This is a tin can knit pattern. I'm pretty sure it's a paid for pattern, but look at those cables. Does that not look like snow globes? Like, isn't that super cute? So there was that pattern. And then there was an Andrea Mowry hat, and it was the brioche hat, and it was the Harlow hat. So it does almost look ribbed, but it's brioche. I don't know. I mean, trying to look at a picture through a screen is really, really hard, but you can kind of see the brioche dips in there. So it looks like a simple brioche hat. Both patterns would be super, super fun to knit. I pulled out yarn this morning. You guys, this was an adventure. I went to the basement, to find yarn. The basement yarn, I have not started to sort. I have not started to open boxes and totes at all. Like there's a whole room of yarn down there. So I thought, well, I'm going to. I just went and I just kind of scanned the shelves. I found a tote that was clear I could see through that had worsted weight yarn because both of the hats, so I'm pretty sure, take weight worsted weight. Harlow does for sure. There's a Harlow, this was Harlow worsted. There is also another one I think that is fingering weight, and I was like not doing fingering weight hat. So pretty sure Tin Can Knits Snow Globes was worsted weight as well. So I found these two balls. So they're a Patton's Decor. Okay, this is not working. Here we go. Patton's Decor, a blue and a black. So I picked these thinking that if the cabled snow globe hat won, I would do it out of this yarn. If I needed two colors for the brioche, I would add the black with it because that would just look lovely, right? Um, okay, there's a comment. I voted brioche. My expectations are low. Well, you guys, I will I will tell you. Oh, hi Diane. Diane, you're voting brioche. Hi Joey. Um, how are you? You want to do some new start socks and sweaters. I know. I want to start all of the things. So I will tell you, hi Sam and hi Jocelyn and Sally, Liz. Liz voted cables. Um, that's a big if. I know. Okay, let's talk about the voting now. I always have a hard time. I think when you guys vote in Instagram stories, when you vote, does it tell you like what the voting is, like the percentage or the numbers or anything like that? So you do have an idea? Um, Diane says yes. Okay. So this voting was very much one-sided. Very much one-sided. Um, I think if I was just picking myself, I think I would have went snow globes. And but I really wanted to do brioche. So this is why I was having you guys pick because this is exactly my thought process. It's like, oh, I think I really want to do cables. And then I saw that brioche and I'm like, oh, but I'd really, really like to do that too. And so, um, oh, okay. So maybe it depends where you in the Instagram stories poll. I think does that give you an idea of what the voting is? And Sally, snow globe is beautiful. It is lovely, isn't it? It is so simple, but just stunning. Yes. Okay, so I will tell you what I am casting on for the very first cast on of 2025 is going to be, insert drum roll here. It is going to be the snow globe hat. Bye. Oh, yes, Diane says yes on the stories poll. And, sometimes that changes throughout the day because sometimes right out of the gate, one pattern or one yarn, whatever you're voting for, might jump into the lead. And then midway through the day, it can change. So it may give you a clue, but you don't know for sure. So, yes, what did I tell you the percent? It was like 82%, 81, 82% of the votes were for snow globe. So, yes, oh, you brioche lovers out there who wanted the Harlow hat, sorry. There there was no hope today. There was no hope. If that was not coming back. It would have needed a miracle. Yay for snow globe. I know, isn't it it's going to be fun. And I am just really, really, really hoping to get it finished this week. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of also why I went for hat over socks, was I would really like to start this year out with a finish the very first week. So we will see. So, Dawn, I tried hard for the Harlow. I know, Dawn, I saw your vote because I always try to read the vote and see who voted for what. And Dawn, I saw your name and I just thought to myself, "Oh, Dawn, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "You're on the losing side today, honey." But anyways, I know, Diane, you too. Anyways, brioche will come back around. Do not be afraid. I know I said the F word, but you know what, you guys? I'm really, really, really hoping. Okay, so let's talk about a finish. Now, I mean, a finish is a finish, so we need to be excited, but I did not finish this in a week. It took me a number of weeks. It took me, I can tell you exactly how many weeks it took me. Where's my Sophie scarf on here? If you can tell, I don't know. Yes, I think you can read, sort of read it. Don't look too closely because I got really, really messy at the bottom. I brought this downstairs, and while I was watching something, I was filling it in. So as I was getting towards the bottom rows, I was having a really hard time reaching it as I was sitting on the couch and trying to reach down. So it's very messy. But oh my gosh, you guys, I even wrote Sophie shawl. Oh no, maybe that's supposed to be scarf. See, it's totally messy. I can't even read my own writing. Anyways, Sophie, that was the end of November. So it took me like 6 weeks to finish this. One ball. But anyways, it is done. I finished my Sophie scarf, you guys. So this is my modified version. I knit it out of some of this yarn, some loops and threads, impeccable, because Jocelyn's in here and she just, and it kind of dragged me down the impeccable rabbit hole. And I was like, oh, maybe I need to have a nice acrylic. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, Nancy says it's hard to see it, the whiteboard. That's okay. You really don't want to see it. But I did fill it all in as much as I could remember. And oh, Jen says, oh, the Harlow hat is such a fun knit. I know. Well, we'll probably do it later on. But snow globes, it is for this week. So this is Erin. I think it's just called Erin, but it's Erin. It's a tweed. What does that say on here? Nope, it is called Erin Tweed. Isn't it nice? We're talking about how it looks like butterscotch or pralines and cream and all those fun things. So the Sophie scarf, I think it calls for DK yarn, and I had worsted. And you guys voted for the scarf, not the shawl. I went on Ravelry, and without paying very much attention, I bought the shawl pattern. So I kind of just had to totally wing this. I just started out whatever it said for the shawl because I'm assuming the shawl, the scarf probably start the same way, right? And and sorry guys, forgot to silence my phone. So anyways, I just started it and then I just increased doing the really cute I-cord edging on both sides. And then I increased until here and thought this looks wide. I don't even know how wide it is. I don't even know if I measured it. I just thought, yep, I think we're good. And then I just knit until I also thought it looked the appropriate length and until I thought I was almost out of yarn. So I knit to like right there and just did the same, kind of worked the decrease into the I-cord edging. And oh, there's that little blip. Anyways, I was talking about it. I don't know, when was I talking about it? Maybe it was that last Monday? Did I show this to you? I didn't have it finished last Monday, did I? Maybe I don't even know. No, I don't think I did. I think I was super, super close. I was like maybe like here. Anyways, I remember I think I was talking about this blip and I'm like, oh, I won't even notice it once I'm finished it. As soon as I held it up, I noticed it. But I have worn this and I most certainly did not notice it while I was wearing it. So you know what? I'm just going to put my finger here and pretend it's not there and just admire the loveliness. Now, see, you can see where I did my decreases, and I'm thinking from here to here looks a lot shorter than here to here. There might have been a miscount there. Oh well. Anyways, it looks fine. It's wonderful on. I have worn it a couple times and absolutely love it. And you know what? I'm going to make more of these. This was 85 grams. Oh, and I can't show you. I already wove in my ends, but somewhere right about here, I did run out of the first ball and I had to join some yarn from the second ball. I didn't, when I was guessing, I should have waited, but who does that? Only people who don't want to have to dig into the next ball for like 10 rows. Anyways, I didn't do that and I came super, super close, played yarn chicken, and I lost. So I had to take a little bit of yarn out of the other ball that I had, but you know what, whatever. So it's great. So I have had this, I've worn it a couple times. It's great. It is. Somebody said it looks soft and squishy, and it is. The garter stitch, it is just really, really lovely. And I like this. I like it. It's just like a small scarf, cowl. I'm actually starting to think that I maybe actually like this better than a cowl. Cowls always drive me a little bit crazy about getting the right circumference. It's either, really, really tight, and sometimes you don't want something really, really tight, or it's like way looser, and then the air comes down, and it's like, oh. So I'm thinking maybe like a little one skein scarf like this is just the perfect, because then you can just tie it and stick these down inside your coat and you're good to go. I do want to do another version of this at some point and do a two skein so you can double wrap it and it'd be even extra cozier and squishier. But you know what? I think the one skein I'm really, really happy with. It's really wearable and really wearable as I fiddle with it. But you know what I mean. You guys can get it, look in a mirror and get it all, I don't know, just like that. It's wonderful. Oh, okay. She Rage Knits. What's your name? Um, Typos make me gaggy. Shells and scarves are much better. I see. I kind of agree, because then you can, if you're inside somewhere, you can loosen it off so you're not dying of heat. And then you can tighten it up, snug it up for when you go back outside. I don't know. Oh, it's you, Sherry. Okay. Hi, Sherry. Um, so, oh my gosh. Yes, yes. I totally need to like yes, squeeze myself, Photoshop your picture. We can be like triplets now. 3 finished Sophie's shells, scarves, wraps, somewhat cowls. Anyways, I like it. I really, really like it. I'm gonna make more. It might be my new thing. This year I did a lot of the asymmetrical one skein shawls, the sock yarn shawls. That was kind of what I always had on the needles because it was a great knit night project. I might just always have one of these on my needles. Be a great way to use up one ball of worsted weight. And I think Diane says we'll do it. Okay. Um, but I think it'll be great, right? Because this would be perfect for putting in the gift box for next holiday season. It would be perfect for donation knitting for people that just need something to keep themselves warm. So I think you're going to see a whole bunch more of these because I really, really like it. And it was fun. Now, it's not 100% knit night proof when you're doing the increases and decreases on the ends. Now, but I do like the increases and decreases on the ends because then you don't have that big, wide, bulky bit when you're just put in your coat. So I do like the increases and decreases, but you do have to count. And where was my decreases? As my those first set of decreases showed, I obviously did not quite count. So you have to pay a little bit of attention. Um, and you do have to remember to do your I-cord edge. You do have to remember not to knit across the row. You have to stop at the last 3, slip them purlwise with the yarn in front, turn your work, then you just knit. Don't worry about the fact that the yarn is attached at the 3rd stitch from the end. don't even pay attention. Just pull your yarn around, just knit, and away you go. To the last three, slip again with the yarn in front, and that's all you do. But you do just have to remember that, because if you don't and you forget and you knit all the way through, you'll end up with like a little garter stitch purl bump right there, which totally kind of messes up the really pretty edging on here. But it's easy enough to see, and if you do, you just pull your needle out, you rip it back, pick up your stitches, and carry on. So it's easy enough to fix, because I did do that a couple of times. So anyways, this was super, super fun. Definitely will make more this coming year. Absolutely. What else? Okay, you guys, we're gonna have to talk about the crochet challenge. New Year's Day, we did our Zoom call. It was so much fun. Got to see all of your faces, because tonight, like Monday nights and um Saturday mornings with Cheryl, and Friday, Thursday/Friday nights with Jocelyn. We're all together, but I just see your name and your comments. But doing the Zoom call New Year's Day was so great. There was, I don't know, between 25 of us, maybe at the most on together, 24, 25. A couple people had to leave early. A couple other people I think joined in partway through. So it was lovely. And I think everybody is having a really, really fun time working on the squares. Now, I know we're only on day 6. We have 359 days left to go. So we'll see how well my enthusiasm and everybody else's enthusiasm holds out over the upcoming months. But look at this. I know it's day 6 and I have 5 different squares, but I actually have 6 because day 1 I did 2. Now, for some reason, I only did 3 rounds, so they're smaller than my other squares. So, but that's okay. I may go and do this one again because it was really fun and easy, quick and easy to do. I may do a couple more of those, but I did these. You know what, guys? Like, I have to say, up and like 6 days ago, I barely knew the difference between a double, a single, a whatever. And what all have we done so far now? Oh, Diane, that's right. I could add a row. You're right. I totally could. I we have done we have chained, we've done a slip stitch, we've done a single, we've done a bazillion doubles, and I think we did do a half double, and then we did a treble. That's all the stitches really, isn't it? Other than like probably fancy ones. Um, I've done it. Now, like, none of my squares are perfect, and they shouldn't be, right? Because I'm learning. And one of them I totally just, well, I'll show them to you. Okay, so day 1. I think day 1, I don't know. They're a little bit lopsided. Like this seems to be sticking out a little bit more, but they're acrylic, so I don't know if they're really gonna block. But maybe if I was to sew them and join them together, they might be symmetrical. I don't know. And this was day 2. Now, this one here, this was my 3rd attempt. I had 2 other squares half done, pretty close to being done. And you guys helped me. Was it Saturday morning when we were talking about them? Because Nadia, the girl who's doing the videos from Yarn Utopia, she had said to do 3 half doubles. Then what were we doing? A chain probably in 3 half doubles. Anyways, doing 3s in the corners, and it was making it ripply. It wasn't laying flat no matter how hard I pulled it. So then I was kind of on the right track, and so I started doing less stitches in here, just thinking, well, I could just do 1 less. Nobody will know, right? And then you guys were like, no, 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 you got to take them out of the edges. So I ripped it all out and I did it again, and it lays flat. Look at that. Now there's some wonkiness going on. I'm having a little bit of trouble, I think, where I'm joining, like right here. It's not near as neat as it should be right there, but that is just something that I can work on. over the next, what, 359 days. That's something that I can try and to improve on. But it is a square. It is crocheted. I did it. As I was doing it though, I was already thinking, I'm like, I don't like the square. I like day one better. But after I had done it 3 times, I'm like, oh, I could do this in my sleep. I just needed a little more practice. And then this was day 3. Now, Nikki, I'm not sure if Nikki is in here in the comments or if she's joined tonight or not, but Nikki Nets, she was messaging me a little bit and we were chatting, and I had gotten behind over the weekend. And so I had said, well, I heard day 3 was just a little bit tricky. So her suggestion was do day 4 first, then go back to day 3. So that's what I did. So I did day 4, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And it's really not that wonky, really, at all. I don't know. Anyways, it's pretty good. I like this. Oh, no, Susanna says, no, Nikki's not here right now. So, oh, yeah, she is there. She was hiding. Hi, Nikki. So I did day 4 and I like zipped through this pretty easy. Then I went back and I did day 3 and I was like, what in the world? So I started out pretty good. And then there was, you did all these chain stitches and then you attach them so you had big loops. Then on the next round, you ignored the loop and worked into the stitch that was the row below inside the loop or something. Anyways, oh, Susanna, she snuck in on you. And um, anyways, so I think what I did, I think I was doing good the first 3 rounds out to the pink. Think it was this one here that's kind of like this brownie colored. I think maybe I missed some stitches and there maybe should have been more in there because it does kind of pull in and it kind of is starting to make like a bowl shape. So I'm thinking that I kind of maybe got, because I wasn't 100% sure what I was doing. I was just trying to follow the video and put the hook in and skip a stitch and yarn over, pull through, yarn over, skip a stitch and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I really needed to probably do this a couple more times to really understand what I was doing. But then when I got to the outside round, I was trying to follow every, like, section as she was going, and then I got up, I don't know, I was, like, 3 short or something. So, I just, ripped it all out, and I got the gist of what we were doing, where we were putting the corners. I could tell where the corner stitch which stitch was for the corner, and I just winged it. And I'm like, "Perfect, it's done. We'll just stretch it, and it'll lie flat, and we're gonna carry on." So that was 3 and 4, and then yesterday's day 5 was really fun to do. Oh, this one here, I don't have the ends. I've woven all of the other ends, but not on day 5. And this one was really fun. So it's I know, I don't, what were we doing? This was like bobble stitches or something. Um, anyways, I'm just anyways, some of them have 3, some of them have 4. It was a little bit of a learning curve. And then but I realized what I was doing. Some of them I had to make 4 because I seemed like I was missing a stitch. And then I realized these were the treble stitches and you're supposed to wrap the yarn around twice around the hook. I think I was only doing that for the first one, and then the others I was just wrapping it around once, so that's why I was short. Anyways, but I figured it out, but I'm not taking it out. I'm carrying on. It's done. We'll stretch it. We'll block it. Nobody will know. It'll be it'll be a learning curve, right? Like all of these beginning squares, by the time I get to the end of the year, they can only be better, right? I saw somebody say that where you join them is always a little what? Not neat, a little untidy. And I can see that because you've got tails, you're joining, you're ending. But I'm sure there's a little bit better way. And to be quite honest, I'm not entirely sure. where I'm supposed to be, like she says the third chain or the third chain. Well, I'm kind of guessing what I think is the third chain. And there is a couple, but I think I figured this out. Yep, right there. Okay, see how it looks wonky right here? I don't know if that might have been, could that have been where I started and ended? But I'm thinking now that it's a little, where it gets a little bump is that I'm joining in a chain too high and I should be joining a chain lower. So look at that. It's all so much fun and I'm just learning. I can kind of troubleshoot and fix my own problems. So I am quite excited. It's only been 5 days, you guys, and look at what I've done. Like holy moly, you guys! If I can do this, like truly anybody can do this. um, you're right, Susanna. I do remember her because she says that in every video. The loop on the hook isn't a stitch. That's right. She says that never counts. So you're right. I know that's a good tip to remember. Thank you. Okay, Diane says tension can cause ripple or curves. Um, Even there in thin rows versus thick rows, practice makes perfect. That's right. 365 squares is going to give me a lot of practice. Um, let's see. Oh, Jocelyn, did I see? I'm excited by all the progress as everybody will make you will be also proud at the end of the year. I know. Oh my gosh, the end of the year is going to be so much fun. Like we were just on Wednesday, right? It was just Wednesday, New Year's Day. People were showing, some people had some squares already done. Some people, I think Mary had already started before the first, so she had some squares. Susie had a granny stripe blanket that she was working on. Diane, you were doing the temperature squares for your birthday. Sorry, you guys, I can't remember what everybody had, but a lot of people had some squares. Mark had a bunch of squares. She had a blanket in progress. So I know come December or next, I don't know, when are we going to end this? In December or just in January 1st again, maybe? And everybody will be able to, hmm, show off blankets unless we give them all away at Christmas. I don't know. We'll have to plan that something. We'll have to figure that one out. Jocelyn, you've been in bed sick all day. Oh no. Ah, always question when it comes to working a stitch into the chain. Okay, so I'm not alone. Oh, Susie is here. When it comes to the third chain, I find it easier to count. Oh, one from the top of the chain. Okay, I don't know if that'll help me, but okay, I'll try that. Diane, I can't stop making them. It's addicting. I know. That's what I thought about day one when I went on and I like did a second square. It's I know they are quite fun, aren't they? Hi, Mary. Every morning you do two or three more squares. It's fantastic. So I have to do today's squares and it's like a puff stitch or something. I watched part of the video this morning and I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to be so exciting. So that's what I'm going to do when we finish up chatting is I am going to go and do more squares. So what I ended up doing, this ball right here, the Karen cake ball, this is what I'm crocheting from. But I ended up winding it all into balls. I just sorted it out by colors and cut them all into little balls. So then I could just change colors at every round. My first thought was um, that I would just like crochet from the ball and just be like, oh, whatever. And, just let the colors change wherever they changed. Yeah, I tried that on like one square and I was like, nope, not doing that. It looked, yeah, I didn't like how it looked. I know Cheryl is doing that with some of her croy and it looked fine on her squares, but I know maybe I don't know. I just decided I was going to do this. So I'm happy with this. I have this ball here and I have another one the same color. This is a cherry chip. So I have three of those. I've got the blue. I've got this one. I think I have another one of those. I have one that's got purples and one that's got oranges. So I may just use all of these and just make different colored squares and then just randomly put them together. I'm not entirely sure how I'll do that. But oh, Diane, you said you love the puffs. Susie says the puff stitch is fun. Yay, I'm excited to try it. So, I don't know. I've got all my little balls here. I'm just going to keep going with these. And I haven't decided which one I will wind up next. If I will just do all three balls of this one, or I might do the blue next. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's right, Susanna. You have 28 of those big balls of a pound of love. That is going to be amazing. That's going to give you a big blanket. Hi, Jude. Oh my gosh, you dislocated your knee. So we'll have plenty of time to sit and catch up now. Oh no. Jude. Okay, but Jude, I saw what you posted a picture. You're doing like the dragon scale pattern, right? I saw that. That looks a lot of fun. Sam, did I read your comment? Nope, I did not. I did not. I missed some of the ones at the beginning. What's your comment, Sam? Nikki, oh, letting the colors fall where they do is fine for a solid granny square or a normal granny square like day one. But when you have different stitches and stuff, it tends, I don't think it works well. Okay. Yes. Okay. So that could be the difference because Cheryl is doing the Battenberg blanket. And her, I think her squares looked all like day two, where it's just all double crocheted in every stitch all the way around. So yes, and hers, so it yeah, so it looked better with it just being kind of variegated than yes, doing something that's supposed to look like a flower and you've got your colors going into different rows. So yeah, I totally think yes. So I'm glad that I did that with the ball and just can make my rounds. Yep, just change color every round. Okay. Loving the look of the cover. Looking forward to making unkillable plants. It's gonna be so fun, Jude. I can't wait to see all the pictures. Good stuff. Oh, dislocating a knee sounds painful. It does sound very, very painful. Oh, with the very first time that I broke my knee, the paramedics were getting me in the back of an ambulance, and they're like, "Well, I don't know if he wanted to like feel my knee or something. I think he wanted. He's like, "Can I touch your knee?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not." I'm like, "It hurts. You're not touching it." And he's like, "Well, I need to, and then so I can tell the doctors because it may be dislocated." And I'm like, "No, I don't. I didn't want it to be dislocated. I want it to be broken. Well, I knew it was something because it was incredibly painful. But just the thought of having them to like pull on it to pop it back into place. Oh my god, I couldn't even imagine. Anyways, so yeah, dude, I hope you're feeling better. Diane says I almost you almost water your fiber plants. Okay, yeah, that's not good. Okay, what else? What else? What else? Okay, let's talk a little bit here. My whiteboard. So I forgot. I had counted up and I left the numbers on a piece of paper and left it downstairs. So I'll kind of try and see what I can remember. I ended up with 23 finishes, which I think is like way less than what I had actually finished last year. But I had um okay, what can I remember? 3 sweaters, 7 pairs of socks, 2 or 3 hats, a cowl, a couple of scarves. There was about 3 dishcloths I had put in there, and, mm, oh, my one skein shawls. There was 3 of those. There was the Christmas one I finished. There was the cherry chip that was a kind of that reddy orange color. It was really, really pretty. And then the cotton one, that was one of the balls. It looks like one of these guys. that went from the gray into the blue into the teal. It was like a 200-gram ball that took forever. That got finished. So there was 23. Now, to be honest, there was a lot down here that did not get finished. A lot. Um, but I did end up where a lot of my finishes came from were whips from the year before. Like, some of my socks. My dainty socks were a cast on from the year before. My Christmas shell. Oh, the wildflower asymmetrical scarf. It was the lichen and lace yarn that was that really, really pretty kind of a yellowy greeny background with the speckles. That was from the year before. So, so 23 finishes plus I did now these are ones that I cranked. So I cranked out what 11 of the red, oh, plus these guys. So maybe 12 or 13 Christmas balls. And the same for the little pumpkins that I had, my little white Christmas tree that I had here with the pumpkins. I cranked all of those. And I also cranked 11 hats for Christmas Day. And I had done 2 or 3 other cranked hats and then probably 3 or 4 cranked headbands as well. So I didn't want to add those in with hand knitting, but I did get those done. So that was also a fair amount made up as well. So, 23. Oh, I also finished my shrug. And so was that 3 or 4 sweaters? That might have been like a fourth garment. So, overall, not bad. 7 pairs of socks, um, 3, maybe that was just 3 sweaters. The shrug and 2 sweaters. Not bad. You know, not bad. Not bad. So I'm going to see what I can get done this year. I am hoping to keep, no, no, no. I am going to keep track a whole lot better. I'm going to clear off this whiteboard. I'm going to put snow globe up here right at the very beginning. And I'm immediately going to go to Ravelry and I'm going to put a picture and a date and I'm going to start a Ravelry page for every project this year. Now, I want you guys' ideas though. These squares. I would like to put them into Ravelry, but I don't want to do square by square. Should I just do a week at a time or just maybe do a month at a time? Is anybody putting their squares into Ravelry? Or has anybody thought about that? Or should I maybe not do it? Or wait, maybe I should just put the finished blanket in. That might be the best way to do it. Put the finished project in. Yeah, maybe that's what I will do. Has anybody else thought about it? Hi, Bernadette. Well, that's true. Thank you. Yes, because that is working full time for sure. So that does cut into my knitting time significantly. But okay, Dawn says I am going to do the finished blankets in Ravelry for the squares. Okay. 1 blanket project worth of squares. Okay. Good, good. See, sometimes I just need to talk it out with you guys. Sometimes I sit here and I think about it and I'm like, oh, should I do this or this? It seems totally different when you say it out loud. Tammy, 1 granny square project. Oh, weekly pictures of squares. That's a good idea. I could do that and then add the pictures in with the finished project, can I? Yes. Susie, I have yours in as a Battenberg project and the yarn and pics of squares. Okay. Nikki says, I was just going to make 4 blankets and then post them as they are done. Doing an extra square of the first 129 squares. Oh my God. That seems like a lot, Nikki. But I was thinking the same thing because you guys, On the Zoom call, Nikki had came up with the idea, right? Like if we're doing 365 squares and you divide that out 120, 120, 120 is 360. You have 5 extra squares. So you could do 3 blankets that Nikki said would roughly be kind of like 5 feet by 7 feet. So good sized blankets. And I thought that sounds fantastic. But then I also thought, oh, I would really like to do a little crochet doll blanket for my granddaughter, for her baby doll. So then I thought, oh, I'm like, do I want to use these squares for that? Or maybe I should just pick like one of my favorite squares, which I really think I like this one a lot, and just do this one. I don't even know what I would need. 4 across, maybe. I mean, it doesn't have to be super big, does it? I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. I may end up doing some extra squares too because I'm not sure if I want to use any of my 365 for a doll blanket because then that'll cut into my actual making of a blanket. So we'll see. Jen says, I have a project page for your mitered square blanket on Ravelry and update the photo of it once I have done all the squares on a row. Oh, that's a good idea too. Okay. All right. Oh, Sam, you sent me a message. Okay. Sally, you have a project page with a picture of the blanket and the skeins of yarn with the colors. Oh, that's a good idea. So you can kind of see where you started and then where you ended up at. Okay, that's good. So I won't worry about, yeah, I'm thinking I can't do one for every square because that would be crazy. Not doing one every day. That would never happen. And plus 365, that's like, yeah, silly. Picture of the blanket. All right. Good, good, good. What else? So this year, yeah, so as far as last year's wrap up, it was pretty good. Like really, it was I always think I knit less socks than I do. Like I got 7 pairs done, and which I still really want to try for 12. That is kind of my goal. But um and okay, and I'll tell you that in a sec. But yeah, 7 pairs is not bad. I want to try for 12. 3 sweaters, yeah, that's okay. I mean, I don't know. I'm happy. I don't know what I would not be happy with. Like really anything is good. And I did get a few whips done. So, oh, I know what I was going to say. So I talked about a lot of these whips, right? Like, should I keep them? Should I just rip them out? Should I carry on with them? I'm going to really take a look at it tonight and decide. I know the ones from December, I'm gonna keep those on the needles because I want to finish those. And that was the grow hat, the honeycomb headband, and the Hodola hood. Those 3 are definitely staying on. Those were my last 3 cast-ons. So they're gonna stay. And the others, yeah, probably most of them are gonna go, I think. And just yeah, we'll see. I'll see if I can bring myself to actually rip them out, or maybe if they're smaller, if they're hats, we may just finish those. If they're larger, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I have a couple sweaters projects that did not get farther than like an inch or two. So those, I'm thinking I may just rip those and just use the yarn for something else. There's a couple that I was like, the orange pickle yarn, I was gonna do a shrug with it, and I was all excited when I started, or, like, when I was thinking about starting, I was super excited. Then I got started, and I was like, yeah, I don't know." So, I think I'm definitely gonna rip that one out because I love, love, love the yarn, and I think it just needs a different project. So oh, Sherry, yeah, save them for clear the needles. Yes, I could keep an extra couple of hats or cowl or something. Yeah, I don't know. I wanna say, yeah, I'm just gonna go in, yeah, and just be ruthless and just pull the needles out, but yeah, I don't know if I can do that. So we'll see, we'll see. And okay, yeah, sorry you missed so many Mondays. When did you start crocheting rather than knitting? Well, and so we are doing on Did you hear any chat about this at all? Yarn Utopia has a blog and YouTube videos, and 9 years ago now, Jocelyn did her challenge. It was every day Yarn Utopia recorded a video, and it was a different crocheted square every day for the whole entire year. And it was still something Jocelyn and I have talked about over the last couple of years, thinking, oh, we really should do this. Excuse me, we should do this. And then, of course, time comes and goes, and it's like, oh, darn, we didn't do that this year. So this year we thought, I want to do this. I have been saying forever that I really need to, um, what's the word? Perfect my crocheting skills. Like I could crochet, but yeah, very, 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 very little. And already, just in the last 5 days, I have done more stitches and more crocheting than I have done my whole, like, crocheting life. So, this is gonna be fun. So, it's not crocheting is not taking over the channel, but there is going to be every Monday, I will just go through my squares and show you what I've done, and I'm hoping to keep up with 7 a week. Maybe having to do a little bit of catch up on the weekends, and I just really don't wanna fall behind. So, anyways, we we will see. 1 week down, and, um, I'm on track. So, we will see if I can keep this up for 51 more weeks. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, who else is in here? Nikki said, "Oh, if I did 5 more regular granny squares and take one of the first 2 you made, yes, I could have a doll blanket." You're right, and I could totally do that. Yep, Jude's got it exactly there. Learn different stitches. Save them for the clear needles. Yes. Hi, Deborah. Hey, has anyone seen or made a scrunchie bag? You're working on one. So is it knit or crochet, Deborah? Liz says, "Not all of us are crocheting." No, Liz is definitely not crocheting. I could not talk her into it for anything. There is, there's about 30 of us that are working on some kind of a crochet project. Nikki and I, and there's a couple of other people who are actually following through the videos every day, but there's a lot of people who just have a crochet blanket project that has been lingering, and so they're just kind of joining in, and they're like, I'm going to crochet a little bit every day on it, crochet a couple of squares, and then try to get their project finished as well. Well, thank you, Anne. Oh, Deborah is knitted. No, I don't. Has anybody made it a scrunchie bag? So how big is it? Is it like the size of a project bag, or is it more? Is it for like grocery bag? Are you making it out of cotton? I'm really curious. You'll have to give us all the details here. All right. So, is there anything else I was going to say? So, that was kind of a really quick wrap up. It wasn't anything super exciting. Anyways, I'm just kind of happy. I always like it when I get to start a brand new year. I'm excited to erase the whole whiteboard because honestly, there's a lot. Well, I mean, I guess it's 50-50, really. It's pretty close. 20, what did I say, 23, 24 finishes. I always seem to forget 1 or 2 things in there anyways, because I always do some extra ones that don't seem to get on the whiteboard. So I just go through all my pictures and Instagram posts for the year to kind of be like, oh, yeah, I remember I was working on that. And so then I added on. So this year I'm going to be much more organized to keep track of everything and do a few more finished posts on Instagram. So I have finishes on there. So we'll see. It's a brand new year, and we will see what happens. But 23 finishes, I'm pretty happy with that. And oh, Sam. Okay, Diane. Sam, how is your dish class coming? I know Sam sent me a picture New Year's Day, I think it was, and she had one dishcloth already finished, and I think another one started. I know Sam's been trying to figure out how many she needs to do a week so she can be on track to break her record from 2 years ago when she did, like, what was it, 206 dishcloths? Dawn. Oh, it's like a sling bag with a drawstring. Oh, that's really cool. Deborah says you can wear it on your shoulder or crossbody. I guess you could use it for a project bag. I'm making mine with acrylic yarn. I thought my granddaughter would like it. Oh, it's like a sling bag with a drawstring. That's really cool. I bet your granddaughter would love it. That is really fun. You'll have to, if you can, post a picture in the Fiber Friends Facebook group, and then we can all see it when it's finished. That's exciting. Okay, so what does everybody else? We've just in the last couple of minutes here. Does anybody have any like goals for 2025? I don't know if I have any goal. Well, I don't know. Like not really. Well, yes. Okay. See what I mean? When I chat to you guys, it like helps me sort out all my thoughts. So I was gonna say I don't really have any goals, other I don't know. But I do. I have talked a lot about different sock heels. And I did do a couple different ones last year, but this year I am definitely going to get on a lot of those different sock heels and get those knit so I can try knitting them and try wearing them. So that is something I want to do. And of course, I want to keep up with my crocheted squares. So a year from now, I want to have like pictures of like stacks of crocheted squares and have 3 finished blankets. So I'm excited for that. Of course, there's the 2-week sweater challenge coming up. Now, if you did not hear Jocelyn and I chatting last Thursday, we are going to start the 2-week sweater knitting challenge on Friday, January 31st. So we're going to go the first 2 weeks of February, January 31st to February 14th, which happens to be a Friday night. So that means we will be doing a live on Valentine's Day, which excites me. I think that will be so much fun. We can have a girls' knit night on Valentine's Day. I think it'll be a lot of fun. And we will show off our finished sweaters. And then, of course, it's Sock Madness. So, my goal for Sock Madness is to make it to round 2. I have qualified twice. So, I must have done it 3 times. I qualified, I did not qualify, I qualified. So, this year I want to qualify and I want to make it into round 2 because I've gotten round 1 socks finished, but I've got them finished just after the last spot was filled on my team. So this year I actually want to qualify for round 2. And that's it. I just want to qualify. I want to get round 1 socks done so I can qualify for round 2. After that, who knows? Chances of me finishing to get into round 3 is like that's not even on my goal list. I just want to get into round 2. So I guess I have that, my crocheted squares, my sock heels. I want to keep my Ravelry board up to date and my whiteboard, my Ravelry page. Both of those things. Um, that is kind of my plan. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Liz says, I like Jocelyn's goals. I plan on knitting more and consuming more chocolate. Okay, what was Jocelyn? Jocelyn said, I've got some crafting goals and a New Year's resolution to have more naps and eat more snacks. Okay, well, I have got that down pat already. I don't need to eat more chocolate, but I am always up for that challenge. Um, Anyways, okay. Oh, Sherry's saying, if somebody told you they knit 23 things in 1 year, you would commend them. That's right. You know what? You are right. You are right. It is 23 things in a year is quite a lot. Um, you're right. Oh, Diane says no rushing to finish projects. See, that's kind of a goal. So you enjoy the process and don't have the dates, like, yeah, like deadlines. That sometimes is nice. Okay, Sherry says, I do or try 100 days of no new yarn and no new cast-ons. So like 100 days in a row or 100 days scattered throughout the year. So that's like a third. So could you do like 3 days, like 3 days this week I did not buy yarn. I did not cast on something. Or you try for I'm assuming you're meaning in a row. 90, okay, 100 days, that's only 3 months. That's hard. No new cast-ons, no new yarn. Yeah. Okay. You keep us updated on that. So is it starting, like, has it started, Sherry? Do you do January 1st? Or do you do in the middle of the summer? Like, is there a good time? Is there a better time? You'd have to do it when there's no yarn festivals. Do yarn festivals count? I think that should be your exception. Da, da, da. Okay, Sam. Oh, did you send me another message, Sam? Tammy, you're working on 4 sweaters right now. I guess you just gave me a deadline, at least one done before the challenge. Okay, see, Tammy, you could totally. So 2 week sweater challenge, and then the Fiber Friends, the whole month of February is sweater month. So some people like to see what they can get done in the whole month. Other people like to challenge themselves to see if they could get something cast on January 31st. In fact, I mean, you can cast on whenever you want, right? I mean, there's no yarn place around here, but the idea is Friday to Friday, 2 Fridays. But, it's your challenge. You make it work for you, right? Oh, Sherry says I never make it. Well, good for you for trying. Because, yeah, if you don't try, then you definitely can't make it, right? Jude, what is this? My goal is to clear. Oh, the naughty corner. um, You wanna finish them, have brain to do now, so want it done. Yes. Well, sometimes you just have to put projects in the naughty corner, right? You just need a little bit of a break from them, do something else, come back to it with a clear head, look at your project, look at the pattern, and then sometimes all of a sudden it just makes sense. Whatever was giving you trouble before, it just all seems so clear and falls into place. So hopefully that is the case this time, and you can get all or some of those projects, turn them into FOs, right? Finishes. Every year I say that I am going to be a finisher, right? Like there is some of you here in the chat who are very prolific finishers. And yeah, I just like a little bit more of that finishing vibe. So we'll see. But then again, 22 cast-ons, 23 finishes. Um, yeah, pretty good. I guess it's not quite 50% finished, but not bad. What is that? Sam is asking, did I forget about your year-long challenge? Your dishcloth. No, did you tell us how many dishcloths you've got done? We're gonna wrap up here in just like a minute or two, Sam. So if you want to, I don't know, are you keeping us in suspense? Maybe you don't want us to know. I am just scrolling. Oh, Susie says I like the nap part. I know, more naps. I'm totally, but that's a little tricky one though, because if you're napping, you're not knitting. So I don't know. I need well-placed naps or something. Mary, my goal is to knit with you and your group. There you go. Perfect. I like that goal. Okay, Sam, did you Okay, yes. I just see Sam's last comment here. Okay. Okay. Sam, you okay. You can just put it in the chat, Sam. Okay, so Sam says she has 8 dishcloths done so far. It's only the 6th and you've got 8. That's more than 1 a day. Sam, you are you are speeding along. That's good because then that'll give you a little bit of leeway if you have another project that you're going to fit in there. Good stuff. All right, everybody sounds like they're doing amazing so far. We're 6 days into the year. We're just going to keep this momentum going with crocheting, with knitting, with finishes, with casting on, with not buying yarn if you're Sherry. Hey, Carol. And I don't know, right? There's no like we said before earlier, right? Like there's no you never ever lose. Whatever you accomplish is wonderful. And yeah, and if you didn't make what you thought your goals were going to be for 2024, well then you just get a chance. It's like a clean slate right now and you get to try it all again, which is just extra fun. All right, everybody. I am off. I have to crochet a square for today because I cannot get behind. And I am going to get my needles. I have a pair of needles already set up. I'm going to go purchase the pattern. Oh, and I know Diane and somebody else. I saw you sent me your Ravelry pattern. I will try to make sure I do that tonight and send that to you for the Fiber Friends winners for the Christmas ornament challenge. So yeah, I'm going to do some Ravelry work right now. I'm going to clear off my whiteboard. I've got knitting work to do, you guys. I'm going to start off this week, this year on track. Whiteboard updated, Ravelry updated, find my needles, cast on for this hat, get the pattern ready to go. It's going to be great. All right, first project of the year is going to be on the needles, hopefully tonight. And maybe we will start off next Monday with another finish. Fingers crossed. Anyways, have a great week, everybody. Thank you for voting. Thanks for hanging out here live with me. And, thanks to everybody who watches the replay. That's wonderful as well. But you guys that join in every Monday night, that's extra special. And for chatting, it is a super fun way to start off the week. So have a great week knitting and crocheting, everybody, and I will see you all next Monday. Happy knitting.